Lil D and OJ was two 17-year-old boys that lost their lives due to gun violence in the city of Chicago. To every story, there's a backstory to help you further understand why things happen. These are the stories of the wicked streets of Chicago. On that beautiful Sunday, OJ and Lil D, both 17, decided to go to a barbecue, not knowing that it would be their last day on Earth.
Two teenage boys who were slain and left along some South Side Railroad tracks may have been attacked after a party Sunday, sources said. The naked bodies of the victims, who had not been identified by authorities, were found about 9 a.m. Monday in the 9000 block of South Holland Road in the West Chatham neighborhood. Sources said both were 17 years old and had been shot. One of the victims was identified by his grandmother as Olayinka Ibitoy. Luella Smith said her grandson and the second victim had attended a party Sunday. Law enforcement sources confirmed that the victims had been at a party and that detectives were investigating links between the slayings and reports of two abductions, one at 48th Street and Indiana Avenue, and another in the 300 block of East 51st Street. Smith said the family found out late Sunday evening from people who were with her grandson and the other victim that Ibitoy had been abducted. Ibitoy's family reported him missing and began searching for him, Smith and sources said. The motive for the slayings was not clear, sources said. I hadn't heard about anything he was mixed up in, Smith said. He was just a nice kid. He was so tall. He loved basketball. We were hoping he would go on to college.
According to the streets, OJ and Lil D were both a part of cliques. OJ was a part of Dale Mob, and Lil D was a part of the Met Boys. And even though they weren't known to do much in the streets, they were guilty by association. At the time, those cliques were clicked up, and they were beefing with a lot of sets, one in specific being the Jig Dogs. But according to the streets, it was the Jig Dogs who kidnapped OJ and Lil D coming from the party, stripped them, and left them on the train tracks. Imagine going to a barbecue, hanging out with your friends, listening to music, dancing, cracking jokes, and eating good. You spend the whole day with your friends, and when it starts to get late, you tell your friends that you're leaving, and you and another friend head out walking. In the midst of y'all walking, a car pulls up pointing guns at y'all, so y'all start to run, jumping fences, screaming, and dashing through backyards. As your friend is running across the street, he gets hit by the car that has been chasing y'all. Guys hop out pointing guns and put you and your friend in the trunk. After a brief ride, you and your friend are taken to a remote location where y'all are stripped and beaten half to death as y'all beg for y'all life. Then the last thing you hear is bang!
The losses are staggering. Today, this family learned that their 17-year-old was found shot to death just this morning.
I mean, this is crazy. I mean, they didn't have to kill my son.
Deontay Coleman Watson, age 17, of Chicago, Illinois, passed away on June 20th, 2010. Deontay was born February 11, 1993, to Maurice and Stephanie Coleman and Marie Hall. He attended Wendell Phillips High School and worked as a lifeguard for the Chicago Park District. Deontay accepted Christ at the age of 11. He leaves to cherish his memory, his parents, Maurice and Stephanie Coleman, his grandmother Marie Hall, his brothers Maurice, D. Coleman Jr., Kenny, and Demetrius, three sisters, Taisha, Sheila, and Stephanie. He also leaves a host of aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends. He will be truly missed. Olayinka Ibitoy was born January 20th, 1994 in Chicago, Illinois, to the proud parents, Tiffany Smith and Olayinka Ibitoy. He was the fourth of 6 children. He attended A.O. Saxon Grammar School and Walter H. Dyatt High School. He accepted Christ at an early age and was baptized on April 1st, 2001 at Trinity Baptist Church. Olayinka Ibatoye Jr., known to his family and friends as OJ, was later referred to as Juice Man. On Monday, June 21st, 2010, God called his good and faithful servant to come take his rest. OJ, aka Juice Man, loved basketball, music, and his PlayStation 3. He also loved his special girlfriend. We will miss him walking around, twisting his braids, invading our space, talking on the phone for hours, and play fighting with his uncle and friends. He loves sitting around the home rapping with and against his friends. He leaves to cherish his memories, his mother, Tiffany, Gregory, and father, Olayinka, 3 sisters, Jasmine, Brittany, and Aaliyah, 2 brothers, Charlie and Nat Juan, 1 nephew, Michael, grandparents, Luel and Darnell, Desiree, Solomon, and Fabian Ibatoye, Penny and Greg, 2 best friends, Marcus and Anthony, and a host of uncles, aunts, cousins, and friends. In the streets, you can never say what's what. Although I know that these 2 weren't completely innocent, I do know that they didn't deserve to go out the way that they did, and that it's a special place in hell for whoever did it. It's sad that gruesome acts like this can take place with no justice or retribution, and we wonder why a lot of these kids seem to have no hopes of a future and are on every drug in the book. Trauma is real, and it affects people in so many different ways. Chicago is one big ball of trauma that is exploding right before our eyes. And I think that what we can learn from the story of OJ and Lil D is this. If you're not in the streets and with the bullshit that comes with it, then you cannot be seen with or claiming these cliques, because surely you will not be spared. And a lot of times, members have absolutely no clue of the things that their friends have done. These gruesome slayings can lead to other gruesome slayings out of revenge. You may end up in the trunk without even knowing why. But at the end of the day, that's the life. Be careful with yours, because you only get one. This has been another episode of Wicked Streets of Chicago. It's your boy, SNTV. I'm out. Event number 04941 in summary. ROs responded to a call of 2 bodies located at the listed location. Upon arrival, ROs went to the scene and observed the bodies of 2 naked male black teens laying across the railroad tracks at the listed location. Further investigation of the scene and bodies revealed that the victims had been shot multiple times. ROs then met with the person discovering the bodies, blank, and at the time they related to ROs that they were en route home when they observed the bodies laying on the railroad tracks at the listed location. ROs at that time then interviewed blank, who related to ROs that she heard several shots between the 2300 and 001 hours. ROs at that time rechecked the area where the bodies and observed several shell casings. Bodies were pronounced by Mido at 0950 hours and transported to the morgue at 1050 hours by the CPD Deceased Persons Removal Services.